And that is why they call the Barclays the best league in the world. You simply cannot write it. Maybe I'm the complete opposite of a Premier League merchant, because Champions League, I'm a magician, I get all the things right. The other leagues, I'm there saying, yo, do not bet on Atalanta because Vardy will score his first goal. Vardy goes and scores his first goal. So many things in the other leagues that we're going to get to in this video are cooked. But in the Premier League, I burnt everything on the oven, bro. I can't lie, but the worst thing is, yeah, it's not, okay, it's my fault a little bit, but let's get into it and you understand what I'm saying, because my analysis, if you will, was not so far from the truth. We're going to go through, as per usual, the main Prem games, then to, you know, there was a title clash in Serie A, some Bundes games, PSG against Brest, so on and so forth. Let's see how we did. If you are new here, you know what to do. Help us on the road to 50k. This one, hey, fascinating start to the day, because I said, obviously, a few games would be 2-1. They were calling me, oh, Warrior 2 Merchant. The first 2 games of the day ended up being 2-1. But as you can see here, unfortunately for Chelsea fans, the 2 goals went to Sunderland, so it didn't really help them whatsoever. Now, as you can see, Garnacho opened the scoring. Decent pass from Neto. Garnacho finally scores. He's doing the celebration as if like he owns Stamford Bridge or something. I'm thinking, all right, mate, that you finally scored a goal. Fair enough. But then, make no mistake about it, it was all Sunderland. I said they'll put up a much, much better fight than Ajax will, obviously, during the midweek where they got packed in the Champions League. But I thought just about in the end, Chelsea would just about have that edge to, you know, get the win over the line. I told you, man, I showed you guys Isidore bagging. Minute 22, Isidore gets his goal. Well, obviously, ball comes in, everyone's kind of flying. It's a bit of pinball machine, if you will. But he does get the goal, 1-1. And then from there, I'll be real, Sunderland deserved even more than 2-1, bro. They were popping it about. They were doing little triangles. Granit Xhaka was cooking. Enzo Lefebvre was showing why he was the best Enzo on the pitch. And the biggest shock, I can't lie, guys, Caicedo. I'm not going to go too far because I know how Chelsea fans get. They get super, super offended and take everything personal. They start saying, oh, what is this hate? Oh, my days this, oh, my days that. All I'm going to say is, let's not do the same thing as a few weeks ago against Bayern, where we completely delete it from the record books and act like it never happened. Because that's what Chelsea fans tend to do. You might know how much I love Caicedo. That's a fantastic, fantastic player. But you don't have to lie. When he has a stinker, just say, yo, fair enough. It's a stinker. Don't start waiting till next week to post screenshots of 25 green sofa score ratings in a row. I don't want to see any of that, bros. Just say, yo, this was a bad game. My bad. Granit Xhaka absolutely schooled him. And no problem. Mark Guiu, I have no idea what the benefit of him playing today was in terms of like what he offered. Not that I don't rate him, but just today he was basically non-existent. João Pedro is becoming a little bit worrying now. I can't lie. I'm someone that I like that kind of footballer where they can generate football, right? A Brazilian that we're going to speak about later in the United game. Similar profile or similar tendencies exhibited, if you will. But João Pedro, look, you're playing the 10 now. I'm expecting to start doing something, deliver a little bit. You didn't. I'm not going to say anything about Reece James because, again, if you say anything about Reece James, you're a hater, and he's a 10 out of 10 in every single match. So, lo and behold, a few minutes ago, we're thinking, all right, Chelsea are doing this hold on here. Like, nothing's really happening. The game started to peter out. But then, as I said, I'm there thinking Chelsea might still get my 2-1. Sunderland go up the other end. And if you didn't watch the game, close your eyes and picture if you remember Andre Arshavin against Barcelona. For those of us who remember, I think that was 2011, I want to say. Now open your eyes and go back a year before to 2010 when Sunderland crashed it at Stamford Bridge and Asamoah Gyan was dancing on their head with Bolo Zenden trying to do whatever dance moves. I don't know if that was the SpongeBob robot. I don't know what he was doing, but if you know the guy I'm talking about, for those of us who remember, you know what I'm on about. Because somehow Brobby, who's come on, holds the ball up for about 5 hours. No one takes the ball off him. No one thinks, you know what, let me just clear this away. It's minute 93. He just holds it up, waits for everyone to come through, and then Taubi does the Arshavin finish, bottom right corner, runs off celebrating, and it was fully deserved, guys. Sunderland went to second in the league. So obviously, big up to them because, yeah, I had them to survive quite comfortably, but not even I could see this coming. But like I said, my 2-1, it didn't bang. Luckily for us, obviously Newcastle I also did get them correct because Bruno G got a last-minute dagger rather. Obviously, Jacob Murphy bagging, Sasha Lukic goal as well. In the end, I think Newcastle, to be fair, maybe Champions League midweek did kick in a little bit, but regardless, I was back on track, right? I'll say, you know what, we're cooking again. And then the United game arrived. Now, what I failed to factor in was that this game was 12v10. Now, before United fans get angry at me, no, I'm not referring to the referee. I'm referring to Carlos Baleba, who was playing as though he's already signed for United, guys. I don't know what happened in his head. I don't know. Did someone not tell him that, like, yo, when you play against a team that you wish to play for one day or you want to sign for them, that's like your audition. If this is Baleba's audition to join United, Simon Cowell has flown in the ceiling from Old Trafford to slap the buzzer. You're out. You're not making it at United, bro. This was a bad performance from him. And funnily enough, actually, obviously I said Brighton will play United off the park, but it will end up being 2-2. It looked like I was cooking at first, because first 15-20 minutes it was all Brighton, bro. Brighton were kind of just all over the pitch, but I don't know what Minte was doing. Someone check his pockets, because every time the ball came to him for a good chance, he'll either step out offside or he'll do a heavy touch. I say, I don't know what this guy's doing. Eventually, however, Cunha scores a lovely curler, and that changed the game. And he, by the way, in that first, let's say, 20 or so minutes, was the only player that was even showing any signs of quality whatsoever. So the goal was very well deserved from him, and that just shifted the entire momentum of the game. Don't get me wrong, Brighton still had their chances going forward and whatnot, but it became, all right, United, what's going to happen here? Is it really going to be 3 wins in a row? Casemiro then gets a goal, deflected in, you know, heavily, by the way, where, like, obviously keeper has absolutely no chance. At that point, I'm thinking, this is strange, because at this point, they haven't played that well, but they're 2-0 up. They've started to get the groove of things, but Brighton have done enough to make this 2-2. And then Mbeumo scores 3, I'm thinking, oh, no. Now, this is harsh, because obviously people will talk about an Ahmad penalty or whatever. I find it fascinating that, like, the same people screaming Ahmad penalty were the ones that were yelling, who was it? Was it Kevin or whatever against Saka? They were saying, no, he touched the ball this much, therefore it's no penalty. And now people just, I like it when people just change their minds based on what team they want to win the game. Their opinions on penalties, it just changes. But again, fair enough. I do think the third goal was really harsh, and that was obviously the dagger, right? The Mbeumo goal. Good play from Sesko to set him up actually for the goal, but I think it should have been ruled out from a foul beforehand from Luke Shaw. But alas, there we are. Welbeck, I said, was going to score in this game. He does get his goal to make it 3-1. A free kick. Slight question mark on Lamens, I'll be honest. Like, I don't really expect Lamens to be letting that in, given how well he played for the first 70-odd minutes. Claiming every single ball, catching everything, saving everything. So, there we are. And then, of course, we know who came on. Ugarte. And suddenly, United lose all control of their game. They have no idea what's going on. Brighton are just putting them under pressure. Costulas gets a goal from the header. You're thinking, nah, there's no way, guys. Minute 92, there is no way you man throw this away. They nearly did, but fortunately, they got up the other end. Mbeumo, first time finish, left foot, just bangs it in, 4-2, game over. That is it. United win 3 games in a row under Hamorim for the first time. Phenomenal, like, performance in general, bar, let's say, take out the first 15 and the last 15, the hour in between. That's what you want to see from United. I want to give some shout outs to some players. De Ligt was titanic at the back. Honestly, he was like, we got to give him flowers, because he was clearing everything. He was controlling the entire back line, leading everyone where to go. He was getting the ball forward as well. That was a proper performance from De Ligt. That was kind of like what we expected from the Ajax days, you know, 5-6 years ago. Obviously, Cunha, like I said, was incredible as well. Bruno fought as well, to be fair to him, as did Casemiro. Like, for the first time, that midfield duo, although they kept on getting overran, going the other way, they were at least contributing something. So, you know, big up to them. Dallo was just absolutely terrible, as always. I have nothing to say about that guy. Yeah, Zirkzee had some nice touches when he came on as well. Kobe didn't. To be fair, Kobe was quite bad when he came on. I can't lie. All the subs that came on were kind of terrible. Not Xerxes. Xerxes had some nice touches, but in general, the rest of the and Heaven was alright. But the midfielders that came on to shore up the win didn't do any of that whatsoever. But as we said, United have made it 3 in a row. So it means the United strand, that guy that's growing his hair till they get 5 wins, it might finally be time for the United strand to cut his hair. Speaking of strands, Arne Slot, watching this game, must have tore out every last strand of hair on his bar leg, because he spent the whole week crying about throws and set pieces. I told you guys in my prediction, Keith Andrews is going to stun him with a long throw after all the crying. Lo and behold, minute 5, Ouattara, after a long throw from Coyote. Bro, that guy in the off season should go to the Olympics. Go and do, discus. No, what's the ball? Shot put. Tell my man go and do shot put, bro. Because he was launching it like a nuclear missile onto their head. They flick it on. Ouattara beats Kirkes, volleys it in. Kirkes, by the way, we're going to speak. This guy was absolutely shocking. In fact, funnily enough, the 2 worst players for Liverpool today are the 2 that scored. But we'll get into it. So Brentford 1-0 up. We're thinking, okay, this is where Liverpool start to, right, wake up call. We've lost a few in a row in the Premier League, 3 in a row. Obviously, we just got the win against Frankfurt. Let's wake up a little bit. They didn't wake up, bro. It was all Brentford. Guys, will you believe me if I told you that Liverpool's midfield was getting dominated by Jordan Henderson in 2025? You'd be there thinking, oh, maybe he's going to play, a bit like in gear 3 or 4 to nice them, and it's my former team, I was the captain. Let me help these guys out. He didn't help them out, bro. He was playing like his life depended on it. And right on half-time, or well, so we thought was going to be the final goal before half-time, Damsgaard, I think it was, finds Kevin Schade. Now here, I was surprised because he's running basically the entire half. And I'm thinking, okay, Konate, we know you, bro. You're going to get the ball. You're going to get the ball. You're going to get the ball. He doesn't get it. And Mama Dordashvili, free delivery, gives him a goal, 2-0. That, for the first time, you're thinking, uh-oh. Alisson defo saves that. I don't know what he was doing there, but Alisson defo saves that. 2-0. Like I said, Kirkes, who was the worst player on the pitch at this point, makes up for his whole catalogue of errors by making it 2-1 right on half-time this time, right before the whistle goes. Many people crying about it was 45 plus 3 and he scores plus 5. I keep on repeating, you guys just don't understand what minimum of 3 minutes added on means. If more things happen in that 3 minutes, they're going to add more than just the 3 minutes. That's how it has been since the dawn of time that we've been watching football. So let's stop crying about that. Second half, we're thinking, all right, we know how Liverpool can be. When they're losing second half, they're going to wake up and now start balling out of nowhere for whatever slot feeds them in the changing rooms. Whatever it was, it didn't happen, bro. Because Brentford carried on, piling on the pressure. They win a free kick. Van Dijk with a foul. Suddenly, they say, hold on a minute. Don't take it, don't take it, don't take it. They come back a minute later, it's in the box. Van Dijk has given away a penalty. Maybe that is why he never engages, because when he does, you're giving away penalties. Igor Thiago bags it 3-1. I'll be real, guys. In the past, Liverpool, you're thinking, but it's not over, guys. You don't know, you never know. Mo Salah, it's over. It's over. The game was over, even at 3-1 with half an hour to go. We knew it was done. Now, granted, Salah does score minute 89, and actually it's a banger, I'll be real. But let's talk, because he was shocking this game as well. And even after his goal, he had another chance where he just ballooned it. I don't even know what it hit. Was it the crossbar, the stanchion? I don't know what it hit. He was absolutely abhorrent in this game. Make no mistake about it. He scored the goal, so people are going to dismiss that word, but he was shambolic. And Ekitike let me down as well. Ekitike, I said, nah. Like, I am someone that rates Ekitike. I think he's good. But what did this guy do in the entire game, bro? We know Isak is injured, so you now have the 90 minutes to do whatever you want and try and bag. I barely even saw him in the game. To be fair to Verts, I saw him a lot. Just that, unfortunately, a lot of the times I saw him, he was getting bullied by Ajer. There was a time where Ajer's running down the wing. Bear in mind, this guy he's not even a left back, really. He's like a centre back, isn't he? I see my man bombing down the wing, and he's just batting away Verts like mosquito, bro. I said, oh no, Florian. So many misplaced passes led to counters. He's trying, innit? That was like It sounds patronizing, but that was one of his better games. But he was bad. Does that make sense? He wasn't good. They're gonna try and pretend that he was good. He wasn't. Konate, he's again gone back to his usual up and down, up and down. Van Dijk obviously cost them the game with the penalty. Kirk is absolutely shocking. I don't know what planet he's on. And Conor Bradley, once again, I think Liverpool fans, if they're being really, really honest, they're going to admit, you know what? Okay, maybe we do miss Trent Alexander-Arnold. He will be playing potentially tomorrow for Real Madrid and La Liga. I'll be honest, I didn't watch a single minute of, but big up Villarreal for the win. Getafe have gone to Bilbao and beat them. Germany, we got the results. Well, we got the winners, rather, that we called. I think I said Bayern Munich to get 4 against Borussia Mönchengladbach, and to be fair, it took them long enough to finally get on the score sheet. But the same man from Champions League, he's done it again, bro. Carl has arrived again. The youngster is continuing his streak of, well, it's a streak of 2, but hey, you got to start somewhere, innit? Great time to be alive for him. Dortmund get a late goal from Bayer to save the win there. And then Italy, this is what I was referring to, guys. I told you, do not back Atalanta, because Jamie Vardy is going to score his first goal for the club. Lo and behold, he does it. If that kind of knowledge and expertise is not worth a sub, I don't know what is. We're on the road to 50k. But the real game in Italy was Napoli against Inter. This was carnage from minute 1, to be honest with you. Inter actually had a lot of chances actually to begin the first 20 or so, but Lautaro, miss upon miss upon miss upon miss upon miss upon miss. Is anybody surprised? Only those that are still, you know, blinded by the fact that this guy in big games, this ain't that guy, bro. You know, big up Salernitana, big up, you know, Lecce and these men, but stop bringing me goals that he scored for Argentina like 3 years ago or something, bro. It's a consistent pattern with random anomalies here and there where he finally bags a goal against a serious opponent. This is the regular Lautaro that we see, too busy fighting Antonio Conte to, you know, work on his finishing. De Bruyne gets a very debatable pen, to be fair. Let me put on this thing so you can see properly what's happening. De Bruyne scores the pen, does his hammy in the process, and obviously goes off injured. But then McTominay, absolute banger. It reminds me a bit of the Tevez goal for United. You guys will know what I'm referring to, but he's on the right, yeah. The ball bounces, he takes a little shift to the side and just wraps it bottom left corner. I said, hey, Diego Armando Maradona, yet again, 2-0. I'm thinking, okay, maybe Inter are cooked. They get a penalty of their own. Çalhanoğlu scores it, and then obviously again, there's the whole beef with Conte and everyone. They're fighting. You're thinking, okay, Lautaro, he's amped up now. Let's see something. They let Anguissa storm through like he's part in the Red Sea with no opposition whatsoever. The best centre-back in the world, Bastoni, where was he for the second goal or the third goal? Did anybody see this guy? Because I didn't see him. In the end, Napoli win the game 3-1. Lautaro, absolutely shocking. Summer in goal, absolutely dreadful. Akanji was really bad as well. I mean, the fact that you've lost to David Neres up front is a bit remarkable, to be honest with you. But there we are. So as the table stands now, Napoli are in front. Potentially Roma could catch them with some goals tomorrow. What else did we mention? Oh yeah, of course, we talked about how much, you know, we all love Brest, but PSG, whenever PSG see Brest, they just go crazy with the goals upon goals upon goals. They've grabbed 3 against them this time, easy as you like. Hakimi with the brace. So obviously PSG now looking to, you know, consolidate the series at the top. We'll see what happens with Strasbourg and whatnot. Big game coming soon. And I told you guys Messi was going to bag for Inter Miami. He actually bagged 2, one of them being a header to beat Nashville. I told you guys that Ronaldo and João Felix will score and Al Nassr will win. Well, lo and behold, João Felix and Ronaldo bro, it's like I cooked everywhere except the Premier League, bro. It's very, very frustrating. Benfica got their win, like I said. Were there any other games that I mentioned? I think that was it, guys. So yeah, that's all for today. Tomorrow I'll have a El Clasico breakdown immediately. I'm not sure about the Sunday night whole review thing because I'm not going to be around Sunday evening, so it might be super late, like 1 a.m. type vibe, even later potentially. So don't expect that one. But again, El Clasico, I'll try and get a video out for you around 5 or 6, and then we'll see what happens in the evening. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. In a bit. Bosh.